Greetings. My name is Ms. Shree, and I'm an instructor at the Inter-Service Training Postal Activity here at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. You're a supervisor, and you're out in the field, and someone has just mailed some chewing tobacco and some beef jerky. And you're thinking to yourself, hey, no big deal. And it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. But then things get a little bit more serious, and you start to notice maybe some pornography coming through the mail. How about alcohol? Come on, no big deal. Everybody mails that stuff. What about a .50 caliber shell? A 9mm magazine? What about this? You're a supervisor and you're just walking through your facility and you notice there's some mail that's been visibly hidden behind a locker. These are all situations that were just taken off of the home page in AMPS today, and they are what we call postal offenses. So in a previous lesson, we learned about postal net alerts, where things were just happening. It could be even weather or smaller details that we report as postal net alerts. However, the more serious things that fall underneath our regulations that are non-mailable, hazardous, or illegal, we as supervisors have to report these as postal offenses. So today, I'd like to log into AMPS and take you underneath the tab of operations and show you how we actually report a postal offense. So let's get started. Here we are on the AMPS homepage, and I've talked to you a little bit about some postal offenses that happened and occurred that I took right off of the website earlier. So when I log in, I can visually see very easily that the current postal offenses that are being reported are being listed here on this front page, along with the postal net alerts. However, the postal offenses being usually more serious of an offense, we're going to have to make a determination if they are serious enough to warrant contacting our local investigative service, being CID, or if it's something a little bit more minor, such as mailing of alcohol or the beef jerky or something of that type. And if that's the case, then I will submit NA as a case number for the postal offense, and AMPS itself will create a postal offense number for that. But when we do our reports, I'm going to just be typing in NA. With that being said, let's go ahead and start with our Operations tab. On the left-hand side, I'm going to the Postal Offenses tab. I want to report a new postal offense. You see the Privacy Act of 1974 must be safeguarded. We will hit OK. You see a template for your postal offense report is already populated with your name because of your account, where you work, and your email address and phone number. So you have many different cases or categories to choose from for your postal offense. So you can read through the different descriptions and choose the choice that you feel best describes the situation for your postal offense. I'm going to choose the pretty generic one of alcohol that's been mailed. When I get down here to the type of offense, I am going to be typing in prohibited item. I'm also not going to tick off right now on a drop-down menu, because looking at this screen initially, it looks as if my date has already been populated. But you'll see how AMPS is almost error-free, or won't let you make a mistake or move on until all blocks have been input. So I'm going to skip that one this time, but you'll see it'll bring me back to that date of incident. I'm moving on to the installation, so I have a drop-down menu to choose where I work at. Mail direction, you have prograde, which is mail that is coming into you, and you have retrograde, which is mail that your location sends out. So this was mail that came in that had alcohol in it. I'm choosing prograde. I'd have to look at the box right now to the return address in the top left-hand corner to determine where the zip code was that this box originated from. And right now I'm just going to use my home zip code of 29212, and you see that's in Columbia, South Carolina. The destination zip is where I work. Because this box was addressed to a military personnel, I'm going to put military personnel involved, and I'm going to tick off the category of military. This is where you want to list all the facts and circumstances surrounding your postal offense, so that's really up to you how you want to write that. Suggest, though, that you be as specific as you can, especially the more serious of the situation there is. But because this is pretty common, again, I'm just going to be writing in there prohibited item. Organizations involved, I'll just put where I work right now. Investigative agency, because this was alcohol, CID has not been notified, so I'm just going to put NA for right now. Adjudication will be NA, and form of restitution is NA. And here's that portion where I mentioned the case number. So because this is a minor infraction, I am going to put NA. However, if this had been a major infraction, such as postal theft or embezzlement of some type, you would have already contacted your CID or local investigative agency, and they would have provided you with a case number that you would put in there. But we're going to move on, and now I'm going to put my email address in there. And I don't have any pictures to prove, but I could add those if I'd like to. I'm going to go ahead and hit submit. Notice the system tells me that I did not enter the incident date, so I'm going to hit OK and go back up there and choose today's date of 23 September. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button. You see a message that says you're going to submit a new postal offense report. Do you wish to continue? Yes, okay, I do. The new postal offense report was registered, and you now see that AMPS has provided the postal offense number, which is 31, my zip code, and the year. And if you want to add the pictures to the report, you can send them as an attachment. Okay. So it doesn't get much easier than that. That's how you file your postal offense via AMPS. Thank you.